Hi, my name is Amanda Jensen, and today I'm going to be talking about how to handle social media in grades K through 12. Most students in kindergarten through 12th grade are on some sort of device. They have access to the internet and most likely will be spending over 8.5 hours a day on the internet. Between school and at home, there is still access to social media. Technology is everywhere today. From phones to computers, there's an app for almost everything. But imagine an insecure tween who would write a post on Facebook about her, stating she was fat, ugly, and was shamed for who she was. You as an adult found out about this. What would you do? And would you be prepared to have a discussion? Imagine a teenage boy, a football player, missing a touchdown pass to score the winning game. Someone records it and puts it on YouTube and berates this gentleman, exposing him to be this imperfect human. One night he decides to drink and attempt suicide by jumping off a bridge. You as an adult found out about this. As an educator, what would you do? Over half of adolescents and teens have been bullied online, and about the same number have engaged in cyberbullying. More than 1 in 3 people have experienced cyber threats online. Over 25% of adolescents and teens have been bullied repeatedly through their cell phones on the internet. And well over half of young people do not tell their parents when cyberbullying occurs. 80% of teens use a cell phone regularly, making it the most popular form of technology and a common medium for cyberbullying. About half of young people have experienced some form of cyberbullying, and 10 to 20% experience it regularly. Mean, hurtful comments, spreading rumors are the most common type of cyberbullying. Girls are at least as likely as boys to be cyberbullies or their victims. Boys are more likely to be threatened by cyberbullies than girls. That I actually kind of found interesting. Cyberbullying affects all races, and cyberbullying victims are more likely to have low self-esteem and to consider suicide. In today's society, we are surrounded by sites such as Facebook, Twitter, email, and various websites that can oftentimes consume our lives. While social media has plenty of advantages, it also has its disadvantages that get ignored. A lot of these sites, it's not that hard for predators to pose as another person and trick young adults. It is difficult to differentiate the real person you are looking for from a fake. I think we've seen this on Catfish, and we've also seen this in real life. However, nowadays, thanks to the internet, we are able to differentiate and prevent things like catfishing or posers by some other type of Googling mechanism. Around 40 states have school policies in place about acceptable uses of social media. How come this is so low when we are attempting to protect children? The problem lies with the use of wider socializing tools like Facebook, rather than educationally purposed tools similar to ABC Mouse. Students and parents also challenge the freedom of speech and infringement. Children and students who utilize school tablets, computers with social media purposes, have to sign a contract. However, the parents argue that this is taking the students' rights away. So it is always asked to remember your First Amendment and your Fourth Amendment. So, as a management team, how do we fix this? Because all of the types of devices, how do we keep our youth safe, protect information, keep parents in the loop, and discipline students should a rule or contract be broken? Let's just start here. As a starting point, and prior to adopting and using social media, the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Safe and Healthy Students recommended schools to set social media goals and objectives, develop policies for social media, plan ahead, and implement social media. Careful crisis team discussion and collaboration with the school's public information officer and other participating agencies like local health departments, counselors, those type of people should be also involved during these planning stages. In consideration of policies, schools must determine who will communicate crisis-related information. For example, schools are encouraged to designate a knowledgeable and trustworthy social media administrator or specialist. A social media manager is the individual in an organization trusted with monitoring, contributing to, filtering, measuring, and otherwise guiding social media presence of a brand, product, individual, or corporation. We can continue to plan ahead, prepare for disasters, and bring awareness, but where do you begin? At what age should this be deemed appropriate? According to University of Texas, the parents need to be monitoring just as much as the school system. For kids under the age of 7, they said about 5 to 7 years old. I have a son and he's 4. I personally do not allow him to have the tablet, and I have parental control on it myself. But according to U Texas, you need to start small. For younger children, keep rules simple. Suggest strategies such as an ask mom and dad first rule, or one stating if we haven't played this game or used this app in our house, we can't do it away from home. As children get older and understand more of the issues, you can adapt your rules and discussions to their maturity level. For teens, make your teen the experts. Parents' biggest issue right now is their fear that they can't keep up. They think that they need to be experts. Ask your teen to teach you how to use different social media platforms. When kids feel they're the experts, they let down a lot of their barriers. And don't belittle your teen's interest. Even though the thought of Instagram leaves you cold and you think tweeting is for the birds, don't say so. The more open and accepting we are of technology as adults, the less it is used in isolation or secretly, and the more control and understanding and ultimately success we can all have with it. But for all ages, talk about your own social media use. If you use platforms like Facebook or Twitter yourself, either or for work or personally, share a little bit of that online life with your kids. Be transparent about monitoring. It's a good idea to create a strategy to monitor your kids' social media use. And remind your kids that the internet is not private. Everything that they write is going to stay on there for the rest of their lives. Information or photos shared on even the most locked down social media profile is at risk of being exposed at some point. Discuss the concept of good judgment, tailoring the conversation to your child's age, and discourage them from social media to bully or gossip about others, as in a think twice, post once. That is always a good policy. School system prevention. Work with a marketing team to gain social accounts. Continuously monitor corporate and social media accounts for cyber threats. Blacklist, block malicious URLs and IPs found on social media. Establish workflow for dealing with social media and cybercrime targeting the organization. Take down malicious posts and profiles. Test employees on susceptibility to social media cyber attacks, and train employees on safe usage, best practices, and what to do in event of an attack. I had gone home over break for a few days and spoke with some of the gentlemen that were in my own hometown school's IT department. And they had thrown out a few names, and so when I got home, I did some research because they have one really great program. It's called Schoolfront. And basically it's a lot like Blackboard, only it's for parents and guardians, as well as anyone that is employed within the school system. For teachers, it's a time clock. For students, you can check in for your attendance. You're able to see their homework, their grades. Parents have access to a lot of this stuff. You are able to see your child's health record, should anything need to be updated, and notifications actually get sent to your email. So with SchoolFront system security, the privacy of SchoolFront users and the integrity of the school data are the utmost importance to us at SchoolFront. This is their front main header here. For security reasons, only an appointed member of a school's administrative staff can grant anyone access to SchoolFront or the information within. That 2-sentence paragraph right there really got to me, because personally I am very much a helicopter parent when it comes to my child. I like to make sure that if he watches YouTube Kids, I go back and see what videos he had watched. And if they aren't appropriate, I tend to report them. I know that there have been several gamers that have chosen to target younger children, and while they may be a person that is, has the ability to explain it to a younger child, the game itself might not be. And then Snap Trends was the other program that they had discussed, and it collects data from public posts on students' social media accounts by scanning for keywords that signify cases of cyberbullying, suicide threats, or criminal activity. School security staff then comb through flagged posts and alert police when they see fit. I really liked this because I actually had a moment to sit there and watch them do a scan. And to see something like this in live action and see, 3 or 4 red flags was kind of scary. But then you think about in a school of 1,500 students, ranging from grades 9 through 12, that there is really, out of 12 to 1,500 students, 4, that's really not that bad. But still, there were threats out there, and that was quite alarming to me. Included also in this presentation has been my citations. And again, my name is Amanda Jensen, and thank you all for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.